Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're extremely welcome. My name's Christiana Davidson. I'm a psychotherapist and I'm a hypnotherapist. And here on this channel, we talk all things about the impact of the family system in which you grew up in, whether that be narcissistic or emotionally neglecting, whatever sort of background you come from. We assess the impact on you as an adult here. Now, before we jump into the topic today, which is all about the double bind, really key, this and very interesting, I just want to flag up. I am hosting a live online group hypnotherapy experience. It's going to be over 3 consecutive Sundays in October. The 8th, the 5th, and the 22nd. All the information is on my website, www.delightinyou.com. Please visit it. It's at an extremely affordable price, and it is going to be amazing. And not only will you be part of this series, but you're also then going to have the opportunity to join a private group for those that have worked with me as a sort of support and ongoing means of taking care of yourself, your mental health. Okay, so without further ado, our topic today, the double bind. Well, first of all, let's have get an understanding of what the double bind is. And if I'm honest, the double bind is real manipulation. And as you know, in the narcissistic family system, it's a triadic system. So it's based on the creation of triangles. And the double bind is key in this because it is so highly disempowering. It keeps people in their roles within the system. And many people tend to get the double bind a little bit mixed up with gaslighting, although the two do sort of go together in some ways. They're quite similar. I've had numerous clients talk to me about their confusion. You know, they come to me and they say, you know, it's like my parent says one thing, but it feels off to me. It's like my body is picking up that what they're saying is somehow not true, not quite true. But then they're thinking, what's wrong with me? Why am I reacting like this? Why am I being too sensitive? It must be me that's the problem. I mean, my reactions, my wanting to defend myself, and picking up on these things, that's the issue that needs to change. If only I could just be normal and not be so defensive around my parent. I mean, other people wouldn't pick up on this. They wouldn't react like this. Have you ever felt that? Well, here we have the impact of the double bind. Let me explain. You see, you're caught in a bind because your parent does or says one thing, but your gut, your body, is not able to fully accept it. It just can't land. It doesn't feel like there's something off. It's not quite the truth. So you have 2 options, double options. One, you can disconnect from your body and choose that you are the problem, that your feelings, your reactions are the problem. Or you can go with your body and your gut and your feelings, and you can challenge your parents' words or actions as the problem. You can call out the cognitive dissonance that you're experiencing, that kind of sense of, I'm hearing this, but it's not really sitting. That confused state that many talk about. So which of those 2 options do you think a child would go for? Well, usually almost all the time, it would be the first one, which is to disconnect from their own experience and make themselves the problem. That their feelings and their reactions are the issue here. If only they didn't have these, everything would be fine. So here are a few examples to make this a little bit clearer. Number one, for example, Mum says, "Of course I love you." But moments previously, she was blaming you for being the cause of her disappointing life and how she should have married X, Y, and Z. X, Y, or Z. Or Mum says, "Of course I love each of you children the same." But then she lavishes her love on your sister in front of you all the time. Or your parents are having a fight and you being asked to choose between them. Which parent are you going to go to? Caught in a double bind. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Or your mother saying, "You're such a wonderful son. You're every mother's dream." When moments earlier or the day before, she's been cursing you for a mistake you made and for embarrassing her or not handling something well or for showing her up in public or for not giving her the attention she wanted. Another very difficult double bind is the one where, and I've heard this a couple of times, a mother will come to show her love, say, for her daughter, but at some point she's left her daughter abandoned to an abuser, whether that be a father or a grandfather, knowing full well that this man is not safe sexually. And so the daughter's in this kind of double bind where Mum's hugging her and telling her that she loves her and wants the best for her, and yet Mum's somehow she's been left with this abusive person, and Mum knows that. So there's this sort of double bind here. Where, do I trust my body or don't I? I've got this conflicting cognitive understanding of the situation, but then there's the somatic response, which is they're almost at war with each other. So the double bind is that moment when you hear the words, but you feel the inauthenticity. You feel the manipulation behind the words, in other words, and you're caught. Do you just keep suppressing and denying your body responses? Because this leads to CPTSD and other illnesses, depression, especially because you're suppressing. Or do you begin to trust your body responses, to trust your experience? I mean, it's very scary, a very scary prospect for many adults who've come from narcissistic family systems to let their gut guide them and to choose their reactions, their experience, their feeling of their communication with this person, to choose it as the right reaction and to let that be their guide. Because it's not just with our parents that we have these issues. If you've come from this background, you're going to have these issues with other people in your life, for sure. Bosses, friends, partners. You're going to be experiencing this sense of double bind cognitive dissonance. And, the opportunity there is to no longer react the way the child reacted, which was to dismiss their own feelings, to stuff them down, depress them, and to make themselves wrong because they had to keep their parent as right. Otherwise, their world would collapse. So the healing then is to now choose the other way as an adult, and to say, I trust my gut, and I not only trust it, but I'm going to take action based on what it is telling me. This is the real growth. And, it's not always something that comes overnight. It's something that we have to do over and over again. But as soon as you begin to do it, the sense of empowerment and the sense of reconnection with one's body is, it's a treasure, a gift that cannot be described. So ultimately, we need to choose our bodies, our feelings, our inner guidance system in order to truly break out of the hold of narcissistic manipulation over us. And it is never, ever too late. So if this is something you've experienced and you still struggle with today, and you'd love to do a thorough job of healing the impacts of your narcissistic family system, and you'd like to break it so that it doesn't repeat to the next generation, even if you have children already, it really doesn't matter. It is never too late. Like I said, honestly, the time is now. There's no work more important than this, I would suggest. So if you're interested, please do book in with me. There should be my calendar link at the bottom of this video. Just click on it and you'll be able to get a free consultation with me, and I can show you, how I work with clients and why it's so powerful for them using psychotherapy and hypnotherapy together. So we've got the subconscious work too, which I find is key in this process. Okay, everybody. Like I said, check out my website, www.delightinyou.com. Come and join this amazing online group hypnotherapy experience. We're going to crack you out of that negative self-image which has been holding you back since childhood, because that's where it begins. So if you would like a turbo boost out and a sense of real breaking into a new chapter in your life, join us in the group experience. There is something magical when a group of people gets together with the same desire. Don't miss out. I can't wait. Take care, everybody. Bye now.